Half Wheel's coverage of the 2021 PCA Convention and Trade Show is sponsored by Drew Estate.
Hi, it's Minato from halfwheel.com. This is my annual bad idea that we do at the trade show. It's called What's in Your Bag? And so these are the items that I use to produce some of the coverage, a quarter of the coverage or so that you read on halfwheel.com during the PCA Convention and Trade Show. So this is basically what's in my bag. There's a lot of more stuff in the booth, like a laptop charger, dongles, things like that. I've got this battery. I don't use it very often, but every once in a while I'll forget to charge my phone and I'll need to have that on hand. I've got a mask because COVID is still a thing, although not required here in Las Vegas so long as you are vaccinated like I am. This notebook doesn't actually go in my bag most of the time. It goes in my pocket. This is what I use to make notes on in the booth. This notebook does stick in my bag. This is sort of big thought things, something where I need a little bit more space to write down. There are, of course, some pens. I generally prefer these pens, which are Uniball Singlo. I also like a Pilot envelope pen, but it seems like during COVID they've become impossible to get over from Japan. But I prefer the 1mm pens over a 0.7 or a 0.5. And there's a convenient spot for all of these pens to go on the side of my bag. A cell phone goes in my pocket, as well as a lighter and a knife. I notoriously don't really smoke many cigars during the trade show, particularly on the trade show floor. Usually I'll have maybe one in the morning when we've got a guest that stops by for our interview, and then I'll have another one usually when we're trying to close down at the end of the show. But trying to smoke in a booth is just basically impossible because there's so many things in my hand. One of those things is this microphone. It's a Sennheiser AVX. It's a wireless microphone. You can see the receiver right here. We use this to record the live interviews that we do, or the interviews that we record on the trade show floor. These things are not cheap, but they're great. They're also really just kind of simplistic to use. We obviously have the custom half-wheel mic flags on there as well. I have the Sony, I don't know, these are brand new, the WH-1000 MX4s. I think the audio quality with these is much better than the AirPod Pros. Not as great for phone calls, but I can put these on and then the half-wheel team can be yelling questions at me and I'll have no idea. And because of the hair, they can't tell they're on. And then I've got this Rimowa. This is actually a travel humidor that they discontinued after they sold to LVMH. Every once in a while someone will hand me like some sort of quote-unquote special cigar during the show, and I've learned that if I don't have something like this, they get destroyed. So this goes in my bag, but only for the special stuff. And then finally, the thing that's kind of always either on my shoulder or in my hand, it's this. It is the Sony a7R IV with the Sony 1635 GM2.8 lens on here, and then obviously the aforementioned Sennheiser dongle. And that is, that's it. That's what's in my bag, at least during show floor hours. There's more stuff here in the half-wheel bunker, and there's just tons of stuff all over my hotel room here at the Palazzo. But for more coverage of the 2021 PCA Convention and Trade Show, you can check out halfwheel.com.
Half Wheel's coverage of the 2021 PCA Convention and Trade Show is sponsored by Drew Estate.